have it.
Stream started.
Alright, you ready, Andre?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Alright, so Andre has made his first appearance so far, and it's probably and most definitely not going to be his last. Andre,
Yeah.
welcome to the show. The co-host, Andre Marin. We're going to talk some All-Star game. Not going to get into stats, but Andre might, as I've already given you most of the stats that are present right now, so I'm not going to give you any stats whatsoever unless they are needed. So Andre, going to start on with the NL side since I did the AL yesterday.
Alright, so starting off with the NL catcher is obviously, I think, a no-brainer. Buster Posey, he's hitting .326, 10 home runs, 35 RBIs, and he has an on-base percentage of .910. I honestly think that Buster Posey is having a bit of a down year, but from being one of the best catcher, from being, I think, the best catcher in the game, the down year is saying a lot. First baseman is kind of a shock, kind of not. Ryan Zimmerman, he's having a great year. Obviously, that .330 average is helping. 19 home runs, 62 RBIs, and a .982 on-base percentage. I mean, great year. 2017 All-Star he is, but I would say that, yeah, this is a good selection. Second baseman is Daniel Murphy. I 100% agree with this. He had a walk-off home run yesterday. He's hitting .340. He's hitting .341, 14 home runs and 60 RBIs with a .970 on base percentage. I think that's honestly MVP candidate numbers, or at least right now. We don't know how he's going to finish out the second half of the year, but I think that this is going well for him so far. So second shortstop is Zach Cozart with a .318 average and 9 home runs, with 34 RBIs and a 944 on base percentage. I think that you could have gone a different way with it, but I think for the time being, this is a good pick.
Well, yeah, but who else do you have on your team besides? Don't you have to have one representative per team?
Yeah, that is true, but Billy Hamilton could have easily been there, and they already have Joey Votto, so.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you got to reward a guy for having a good year. I mean, he's not having a terrible year, and he's an all-star, so.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. It's just that not who I would have chose. So third baseman is Nolan Arenado. He is the one guy in the lineup hitting under 300, and he's barely under 300 with a .298 average, 15 home runs and 63 RBIs with an 888 on-base percentage. I think that's honestly, it's fine. It's fine. Just let it be. It's fine. So the three outfielders are Charlie Blackmon, Bryce Harper, and Marcell Ozuna. The averages are pretty much all identical. Harper has a little bit of an edge in that. It's pretty much the exact same average. Home runs are pretty much the exact same. There are literally 3 less for Harper. Ozuna leads, but literally 5 is the next person. Is Charlie Blackmon with 18. And Harper has 20. RBIs is again pretty close, but Charlie Blackmon's lacking a little bit. Marcell Ozuna has 67, and then 64 to Bryce Harper, and then Blackmon has 59. And then all base percentage, they're pretty much all the exact same. Pretty much Harper is doing a little better, but pretty much the same. With the reserves is Yadier Molina, Joey Votto, Josh Harrison, Corey Seager, Jake Lamb, John Carlos Stanton, Cody Bellinger, and Michael Conforto. These are all guys that deserve to be here. The 2 young guys, obviously, being Michael Conforto and Cody Bellinger. I think Cody Bellinger should have started. It's just I think that he came on a little bit later, and so that's why he's not starting in this game. But yeah, I think this.
You also have to give it to the veteran. The guy like Ryan Zimmerman. He's
having a great year, no doubt. But
yeah, but he's not in his prime of his career.
Yeah, Bellinger's the guy that you want to see right now. All right.
So when we come back, thanks for listening to Vinnie and Dre Show. We'll be right back with the home run derby. Stick on to the baseball. Get Andre's take, and we'll have a little discussion.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Vinnie and Dre Show. We'll be right back.
Hello, the unknown gamer.
Alright, please subscribe to the Unknown Gamer. Look for that little icon that you have right there, or here, or there, or there, or there. Please, he's not on the first page, but let's make him on there. Why? Subscribing.
Yeah, subscribe to the Unknown Gamer.
Alright, Andre, we're going to continue our MLB pursuit with the Home Run Derby. We have a few arguments that we're going to have in this little section right here. There's a few guys that we already know should be there.
Yes. And those obvious guys being Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, Giancarlo Stanton. And those are the three main guys that we all knew were going to be here from the start. Everybody else, I'm not saying that they don't deserve to be here. I'm saying that it's like when you think of Home Run Derby for 2017, you think of those three guys, really. But so for American League, it is Aaron Judge, Gary Sanchez, Mike Moustakas, and Miguel Sano.
And those guys, I mean, there's only one guy I disagree with right here. And that has to be, I'll say that in a few minutes. Aaron Judge, league-leading home run hitter. He can hit a 500-foot home run easily. He's already done that this year. So, I mean, there's no debate on that. He's a young player that is getting lots of attention and is struck out a few times on very high-pressure situations. But, hey, nonetheless, he's had a tremendous year. Miguel Sano, he can also hit 500-foot bombs. Again, not a big surprise. And Mike Moustakas has had a late resurgence back into an all-star caliber player. So that's why I think Mike Moustakas should be here. He's already broken his own record with home runs already, which that was when he had his all-star year. So he's having an even better year than his all-star year. So, and now Bellinger, another young talent that is going to light up the guns, light up the distance for a much longer time than you might say another guy would, because he has that power and speed actually that you can tell early on, even like in his first 2 months or so in his career, because he is a rookie this year. Giancarlo Stanton, he's 6'6", 250. He can hit 500-foot easily, and he's the reigning home run leader or hitter, derby winner. Charlie Blackmon's a little bit of a surprise. He's not known as a 25 home run guy. He might hit 25 the whole year, and that's a long shot.
Well, right now he's at 18, so.
Yeah, but if he wasn't playing in Colorado, would he have 18?
Well, you can say, but if Aaron Judge was playing at Colorado, wouldn't you say he would be at 35, 37 if he was at Colorado?
Well, yeah, but you still think Colorado, where the air is so much thinner, where it's a mile high and everything.
Ball is traveling in.
The way the ball travels, you have to think, how does that, how do you not, how does that not affect your home run? He might have 15 or he might have 17. It doesn't, you can never tell how it affects. So I also have to say, Justin Bour, he's had another great year. A tremendous year, hitting a lot of home runs, and resurgence into his team where he used to be just a role player, or depth, and now he's an all-star caliber player now, who's hitting bombs. So I think he deserves to be here. He's another talent, not super young, but he's not 85 years old. So he's his mid-20s. But the one person I have to think, Andre, I already know, the New York Yankees, Gary Sanchez.
Alright, we're going to have a bit of a debate on this because we have both expressed our opinions about it, and we both think that the other person's wrong here. I'm going to start with my half. First of all, remember this, the home run derby means absolutely nothing. There is no point of it. They literally have it just to attract people to it. And so that's why they attract big markets to it, like New York, LA, Minnesota, in fact. When you hear Tampa Bay is going to be a guy from Tampa Bay, Logan Morrison, who's complaining about not being in the home run derby and Gary Sanchez being, it's like, oh, he's from New York. Oh, he's from LA. He's from Minnesota. He's on the team that won the World Series 2 years ago. He's from Tampa Bay. People are going to obviously not care about the guy who's from Tampa Bay, really, and care more about the Gary Sanchez. Basically, he's a young, up-and-coming talent with much potential and can hit the ball literally almost out of Yankee Stadium. In Yankee Stadium, almost hit the ball out the ballpark. Logan Morrison is a guy that, yes, he does hit home runs. He's having an outstanding year. Yes, I will give that to him. But I really do think that Gary Sanchez belongs here because not many people are hitting up the ball almost out of Yankee Stadium at his age. Not many people are doing that, and not many people are in a perfect media like New York, perfect media market like New York. Like Tampa Bay, it's a great place and all, but wouldn't you much rather see people from New York? And it means nothing, so that's why they have that. The home run derby means absolutely nothing. It means nothing, and there's no point of it. That's why they try and bring in big name market cities and players and young people that people actually care about in the future.
Well, yeah, but that's just leaving out half the teams, because you're not gonna have a whole lot of people from Tampa Bay, because you just said they're a low market team. Like,
yeah, and the only reason
you're getting rid of those guys just because they are a low market team.
Yeah,
but it should be based off players' skills and talents. And Logan Morrison, he's not 95. He's still young.
He's 29 to be. He's 29 to be exact.
He's 29 and he's hit 24 home runs. And you're basing all of this off potential. And I say you gotta go off what's already happened. You can't go off potential. Sure, the home run derbies just see who can hit the longest home run, who can hit the most home runs. It's not, you don't get cash, or you get a big trophy that looks cool. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, there's
you still have
absolutely no point of it.
You still get great players that go there, and sure, most of the time they're all-stars, but Logan Morrison, he's hit 24 home runs. How many has Gary Sanchez hit?
Gary Sanchez has hit 13, but here's what. When you're able to hit 20 in 42 games, then that's something special. 20 home runs in 42 games last year.
Potential.
It's not basing off potential if something happened.
Well, yeah,
I'm not saying potential.
Last year, you're supposed to have, if he was that good last year, I know he came on later in the year, but still, if he's that good last year, why wasn't he in the home run derby last year? Why wasn't he called up if he was hitting bombs in AAA or AA or single A?
Well, he didn't get called up because the Yankees didn't feel like he was ready yet. And then when he did come onto the scene in the MLB, he had 20 home runs in 42 games. That's unheard of. The fastest ever. Fastest of all time to hit 20 home runs. And you don't see that kind of power often. When you're able to hit it out of Yankee Stadium, literally easily, and can do it multiple times. I believe you can hit it out of the Marlins Stadium.
Men. These are grown men.
And so, if I was basing it off the potential, Greg Bird should be in the home run derby. If I was basing it off potential,
like Gary Sanchez, he's hit 13 this year. It should be like the top 4 from the National League and the top 4 from the American League. Not whoever should be in there because they've got potential.
Vince, it's a vote. It's not like that.
It should not be the vote. It should just be straight facts. And if you're tied, it just goes on base percentage or average.
If it's on average, then okay, all right, but
and you have to have minimum 3.1 plate appearances per game, like an average. That's how they should score it, because that's unfair that a 24 home run guy who's like top 10, top 5, top 6 maybe, in the whole league doesn't get in, but a guy who's absolutely done nothing for the first 2 months of the season gets to go in there because he's got good potential.
But here's what. You got to remember this. Gary Sanchez was hurt for 2 months. If you give him 2 months worth of at-bat,
that's potential.
He'll be right there with Logan Morrison, and you know it.
That's potential.
Vince, you know it. But if you're
denying it, but that's potential. He's got 13, 14 home runs this year. Logan Morrison's got 24.
Well, he has 24 off of it. First of all, in a ballpark that the ball carries decently well inside a dome. Second of all,
And he hit more home runs than you, your guy.
yeah, he hit, but they don't base it off of home runs. They base it off of who they want. Well, they should do that, but that's not the way how it's ran.
They should, though. That's just where I don't understand why.
Well, that's the league's problem, but I'm saying that he's in. There's nothing we can do about it,
Right.
and I think that I wouldn't say he would be my first option,
break.
but I think he would deserve it.
We gotta go to commercial break. Alright, thank you for listening to Vinnie and Dre Show. We will be right back after this commercial break.
Alright.
Welcome back to the Vinnie and Dre Show. Subscribe to the Unknown Gamer and check us out on Instagram at Vinnie and Dre.
Yes, do it right now. Do it right now.
I am Vince, aka Vinnie, with
Andre, aka Dre.
Alright, and we will put you guys over there. Alright, and we're gonna have another blast talking some NBA free agency. Why not?
Yeah.
NBA free agency, and are all these players worth? Another guy that just signed a monstrous deal, 6 years, $228 million, James Harden?
Yeah, I don't think that NBA players should be getting paid this high. I have my own personal issues and reasons why. I don't think sports players should be getting paid this high. I don't think you better be the best player in the sport if you're getting paid over $100 million. But $200 million
for a guy that came in second in the MVP. Where do you see Russell Westbrook getting this huge $300 million contract when he averaged a triple-double? He carried the Thunder.
Yeah, I think it's outrageous. I think it's outrageous on how much they get paid. I really think that they should not be getting paid that much.
Finally, something we can agree on.
Yeah.
J.J. Redick signed with the Philadelphia 76ers, which this one I can understand, but $23 million for a year?
25 a year. For just 1 year, $25 million. You're pretty much giving my house, like, I would say around, like, almost a lot of times. Pretty much.
But is a player worth that much? Sure, Philadelphia, they're all potential. Get it? I said potential. They're all potential. You have Joel Embiid, who's injury prone. You've got Ben Simmons, who is hurt. Markel Fultz is really sprained his ankle bad. He's probably going to be out for quite a while. And then you have this guy that's pretty good. He can shoot the three, play defense. Is this guy your star, or is it still Joel Embiid?
It's still Joel Embiid, because you shouldn't be paying him $25 million for 1 year. It's not like you're getting him on
J.J. Redick, right?
Yeah, it's not like you're getting him on a huge deal for many years and he's a star player. You're giving him $25 million for 1 year. What's
22.
next? No, it's 25. I saw this. It's 25 plus the signing bonus. And so basically, I think it's pretty stupid to give people that their job is to entertain. That's what basketball players are paid to do.
Same thing in acting. I mean, they get paid.
Yeah, but actors don't get paid nearly as much. Actors don't get paid as much as that.
All right, moving on.
Also, alright.
Pretty sure Tony Snell, 4 years, $46 million. Is he worth it?
4 years, $46 million. I know he's not a good player, and I still think that's a little high, but it's a little better.
He's not even a good player.
He's not bad, because if you look at that, then it's pretty much 12. That's a little bit over. That's pretty much 11 million a year, 11.5 million a year.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, it's not good, but it's not bad. It's not awful. It's not as bad as It's not as bad as the JJ Redick one.
But this guy, shouldn't he be worth like a Nick Young deal, like a 1 year, $5.2 million, or double that or quadruple that, so you have like a 4 year, $20 million contract instead of a 4 year, $46 million contract?
Yes. $46 million. That's insane. That should not be giving out regular NBA people. It's just that the only problem is, oh yeah, I saw this thing on Instagram. That's basically they're paid more than like 31. They're getting paid more than like I would say 29 quarterbacks in the NFL. They're getting paid more just them three are getting paid more than 29 NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah, I know, and that's ridiculous.
That's insane.
3 guys. And they're all guaranteed money. You could break your leg the first game.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Break your leg first game. You don't play ever again. Oh, I get $46 million.
Yeah, I know, right? It's good that they're getting secured for life. It's good that they're having their money. But come on, we could use money for way better things than giving it to NBA players like this.
I understand. This should be like a max Steph Curry deal.
Yeah.
This should not be a Tony Snell deal. And like Kyle Lowry, moving on to our next point, he's got 3 years, $100 million.
Yeah, it's insane. They shouldn't be getting paid this much. Yes, I know they're very talented, highly skilled, but
Kyle Lowry, he's like in his 30s almost.
Yeah, but look at police officers. Look at fire department. They
do way more than this.
Yeah, they save people's lives every single day. Over pretty much all they do is play basketball. And then we're not even talking about Steph Curry's endorsements yet, or Kyle Lowry's endorsements.
Exactly. They get twice as much.
Yes, their net worth is around almost $1 billion for some of those players because of their contracts. And we're not even talking about commercials, endorsements, shoe lines, everything like that.
This is not. I said this yesterday. This is not the players' fault. They're going to take as much money as they want. This is the NBA's fault. This is the GM's fault. This is Adam Silver's fault.
This is the NBA's fault for rising their cap every year. So basically giving teams so much more money so players can stay with them or come to them.
Yeah, but this is just greed. I know some of these guys donate to charity and stuff like that, but this is just greed.
Yes, you shouldn't be giving an NBA regular living person $200 million.
Yeah, in the NBA, they should donate to their NBA Cares or something. Do you know how much this could be benefit other people to?
Yes, we can
research and everything, and then you just pay it for one guy that shoots a basketball through an iron hoop. That's what I said yesterday. Why?
It's insane. There's no point.
Drew Holiday, not even an all-star in his last contract, I'm pretty sure, gets 5 years, $126 million.
You know, Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time, didn't even get close to $100 million.
Yeah, and the only active player that has matched or is over James Harden's new deal for the 6 years, $228 million. Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, and he's
an all-time great. He's an all-time great, and he's even played 20 seasons.
Yeah,
he's
20
barely
seasons.
Barely over a guy that didn't even win the MVP, and Dirk's won 2, 3.
Yeah, and won a championship.
And a 15-time All-Star.
Yes, it's insane. They shouldn't be getting paid $200 million for it. It's completely oblivious. Alright, on to our next topic.
No, what is the last two? Gordon Hayward, 4 years, $128 million. Gordon Hayward, cut that down to maybe 4-year, $100 million or something like that. I'll warm up on the idea.
Cut it down to 4 years, under 100. Cut it down to 4 years, $80 million, and we're still talking about a good contract there. That's a good contract. You're getting $80 million over 4 years.
Yeah, these guys can live forever and a half. They can retire next year.
Yes, just off one NBA contract.
All right,
and it's all guaranteed.
The mother load, the 5-year, $201 million. The first person that get a $200+ million contract not before James Harden, Steph Curry. I also got to throw in his teammate Kevin Durant, who got a 2-year, $53 million and carried the best team in the league pretty much.
Yeah, Steph Curry, great player and all, MVP candidate every single year. But come on now.
Well,
When you're giving someone
this should be a team. $200 million should be the cap for the whole team. And that's even.
Yes, I know, right? Yes, they get $100 million to spend. They get $100 million they used to have $100 million to spend on every single player to re-sign them. Now they're giving
it's all the advertising, like the new TV deal and everything. Yeah, that's all advertising.
Steph Curry.
The Green commercial for Steph Curry, the Under Armour endorsements that his own shoe brand. I mean, they're living the
his
high
own
life.
shoe line. Yes, and I think NBA players deserve money, but I don't think they deserve $200 million.
All right, we gotta go to commercial break here. Andre and I clearly agree clearly agree. We did not agree on the home run derby though. But when we come back, Andre will talk some Yankees. Be right back. I'm back on. Welcome back to the Vinnie and Dre Show. Welcome back to the Vinnie and Dre Show. I'm Vinnie, aka Vinnie, with
Andre, aka Dre.
Alright, Andre's gonna pretty much take the show on throughout now, as he's gonna talk his favorite team, the Yankees. Alright, go ahead, Andre.
It's on the Yankees right now. I think that they're coming back down to reality.
Alright, Andre, wait a second, you're cutting up. Alright. Hold on 1 sec. Sorry.
After the stretch, they were like 21-9.
Alright, Andre, hold on. We're having a little communication problems, Andre. We're gonna wait just a few seconds. You're cutting up a little bit. Alright, you can go ahead, I think.
Alright, so am I good? Can you hear me?
Yep, crystal clear.
Alright, so I think after the Yankees having that stretch where they went 21-9, I think they fell back down to a little bit of a reality check. I think that after the Angels series, where they swept the Angels, and then they played them again, and I think they came back down to a reality a little more. I think that the pitching fell apart. Michael Pineda went from Mr. Consistent to Mr. Inconsistent, just like how he did last year, which he had a bad year last year. Jordan Montgomery and Luis Severino, the only two pitchers that I literally can trust right now. Severino is having an all-star year, literally in the all-star game right now. Severino is having a great year. And Jordan Montgomery, I would say, has been the surprise of the season, besides Aaron Judge, I would say, for the Yankees. Jordan Montgomery, he is ERA under 4, which is always good. He has been throwing strikes, limiting his walks, and been a great pitcher so far. Alright, but their bullpen, let's talk about this bullpen. Betances has been struggling of late. Betances' last 2 starts haven't been garbage. They have not been terrible. They have been above average. He went 1, 2, 3, and then one he had 2 men on, but struck out the side. Those are good starts, but you still don't, especially from a guy that you're really saying this guy should be 1, 2, 3 automatic no matter what. I think that Betances is in a bit of a struggle right now. Chapman is being Chapman. Chapman is Chapman, and throws strikes all the time. Chapman's amazing.
And 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, and 100 miles an hour. But he does have the habit of getting wild sometimes. but being wild, when you're only pitching one inning at most, it does not really matter all too much. All right, let's look at this lineup. Catcher, don't touch. Gary Sanchez is in a bit of a slump right now. He's 2 for his last.
Shouldn't be in the home run derby.
He's 2 for his last 16. Don't touch it. He's great for the future. Build for the future. Don't try to do anything stupid, Cashman. But just keep Sanchez. First base we'll come back to. Second base is Starling Castro, who's on the DL right now. It should be back after the All-Star break. Ronald Torres has came in, filled in very good. Tyler Wade has came in and filled in very good. And I think that he is very great, very good second baseman. Castro is. He will give you the hits. He'll give you the high average every year. Even last year, even a bit of this year, he was showing off a little bit of power. He had 12 home runs. For a guy that's mostly known as a contact type of guy. Third baseman is Chase Headley, which I do kind of have. I think that since the Yankees organization likes Chase Headley so much, like Bill Girardi is a very big fan of Chase Headley, and so that's why I think that he will remain on the team. I don't think that he is a long-term option, obviously, because Gleyber Torres is coming up in maybe 2 years, 1 to 2 years after his injury. I don't think that he's going to be having a problem much. I think he's going to be fine. Left field is Brett Gardner. He is Mr. Reliable, as the Yankees clubhouse likes to call him. I think that Brett Gardner is one of the. He's not here for the future because you have Clint Frazier, who I think is here to stay for the future. But Gardner had a great pass with the Yankees. Very good eye, high average, very fast. A lot of stolen bases. And speaking of stolen bases,
Great leadoff.
Yeah, great leadoff guy. Another great leadoff guy that honestly I think just fell off once he got to New York was Jacoby Ellsbury. He had his MVP season in Boston, but I feel like he just completely fell off once he got to New York. Once he came to New York, everyone was like, "Oh, this is another steal for the Yankees from the Red Sox. This is like Babe Ruth. This is like all those guys that go from the Yankees to the Red Sox." And so this is what we thought another one of those things was going to happen, where that happened. But it ended up turning. He has been above average. He's been average pretty much. And then right field, don't touch right field with the 10-foot pole. To be honest, just stake a 10-foot pole and don't touch right field for your life.
Would you consider having Judge as a DH, or is he still pretty good defensively?
Defensively, still keep him in right field. He's a player that is gonna. He's pretty good. He's pretty good defensively. He has the strong arm, and he will throw anybody out. But he makes the diving catches. He makes everything like that. He robs home runs, especially being 6'7" in right field at Yankee Stadium. That's a little easier, but still.
And you said you'd go back to the first base.
Yeah, I'll go back to the
Greg Bird your future, or is he still a prospect that you're willing to trade?
Greg Bird is the future, in my opinion, and it's just that first things first, Greg Bird needs to straighten out his swing, get it together, because for the first half of the year, for the first quarter of the year, he was very, I would say, unpolished with his swing. He was, I would say, speeding up on he was slowing down on fastballs, speeding up on breaking balls, strikeout, the average was terrible. He literally had 2 home runs. He is the future. Just got to keep working with him. Send him down to AAA for a little bit and then get him back together. But if you look at anywhere else at first base, you have absolutely nothing. So
Choi, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's not doing bad. 2 games only, so you can't really judge him off that. But 2 games, he's been doing decent. You have Chris Carter, who you designated assignment, so he's not even on the team anymore. They cut Chris Carter, so I don't think that he wasn't working out with the team. He really wasn't. Average was under 200. He literally did not. And we knew we weren't going to get a high average guy with Chris Carter. It's just we didn't think that he would be striking out this much. We know
he's an all-or-nothing guy?
Yeah, he's an all-or-nothing. He's strikeout or home run. But his home run numbers haven't even been there, so that's why. That's why he's not there. They're having the backup catcher, Austin Romine, been playing first base lately. That's how bad this team at first base is. So some first basemen that would be pretty pleasant for the Yankees would be Eric Hosmer. He would be like one of the top guys to go out and get. Brandon Belt, if the Giants realize that they're not going to be contending this year, maybe they want to give up a little bit of the team. Those are the two main guys that I would like the most.
You mentioned the Giants. The Giants have had a horrendous year so far.
Yeah, but it's an odd year, so you can't really say that they're going to be willing to deal out players yet.
Yeah, but do you start go younger? Brandon Belt's older. Hunter Pence is pretty old.
Yeah, the only I would say young piece on the team right now is Bumgarner.
No, Brandon Crawford, Joe Panic.
Yeah, but he's the main guy, I would say.
I mean, you still have Posey, but a catcher doesn't usually lead you offensively, and if it does, it's either really rare or something's wrong.
Yeah, or your name is Jorge Posada for the Yankees in the early 2000s and late 90s. That's the only way your catcher is leading your team.
Start wrapping it up, Andre.
Yeah, and plus Jorge Posada didn't even lead the team because it was all Jeter. I'm going to start getting to the end of this. This bullpen needs help. I'm going to list off a few guys real quick. Johnny Cueto, another Giant who I think that could be on the trading block come late July. Jeff Samardzija, another guy coming late July that I think would be on the trading block. Danny Duffy, a starting pitcher for the Royals. He's been great this year. So you can't really. I don't think the Royals would be willing to trade him, especially when the Royals coming back in literally like 3 games out of first place. Justin Verlander of the Giants would be a very nice pickup, I would say.
Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers. Hunter Strickland for the Giants, and that's my 3rd Giant here. Somebody out of the bullpen to give you a little bit of velocity, but to add with Chapman's arm. And then Justin Wilson, a nice. I would say he's one of my favorite relievers in the game. Very nice thrower. Sidearm Steve Cishek for the Mariners. He would be a nice pickup to have once the Mariners.
So familiar.
Yeah, once the Mariners realize that they're absolute garbage, you will not get anywhere.
Hey! We're gonna have to stop there. The Mariners are. Come on. You can. They're 20 games out of first place. But look at the Astros.
Yeah,
they're off this planet.
And then I doubt that the Astros would be willing to give up anybody. But one guy would be Pat Neshek, a reliever, but he would be nice. But the Mariners aren't getting anywhere. Back after this. Are we still live?
Alright, welcome back to the Vinnie and Dre Show. Just gonna end it right here. Just tell you while we talk, just check us out on Instagram or request to follow us even at Vinnie and Dre. And subscribe to the Unknown Gamer right here. Look for the icon right there. Thank you guys for listening to the 2nd episode
of the Vinnie and Dre Show.
I've been Vince, aka Vinnie, and
I've been Andre, aka Dre. In peace.
It's been a blast. Woo! Bye.